So one of the biggest misconceptions I think people have about dressing up and being stylish is that it takes a lot of money to do this, especially if you want to wear nice suits and ties and shirts, then you need hundreds and thousands of dollars to spend on clothes. But I think this is just not true, and in this video I'm going to talk about actually why having less money might make you more stylish. So let's just think about something for a second. What would people say is the most stylish nation in the world? Generally people would say Italy, right? But the average salary in Italy is 31,500 euros a year. That works out to about $33,000. Now you compare that with the average income in the US of $59,000 a year and taxes being much lower, and you see that the American has much more money to spend on clothes. They have more disposable income. So with only half the money to spend, how is it that Italians are so much better dressed than Americans? Well, it turns out that money is not everything when it comes to style. In fact, I would say that when you're curating a stylish closet, less is more. A small wardrobe of staple pieces is much more powerful than a huge closet full of junk. I found some really interesting research about this that said the average American has 148 pieces in their closet, but the average cost of each piece is just $16. What does that say about the functionality and quality of most clothes bought in America? But if you're on a low budget, you don't need to buy more than 1 or 2 items a month. Let's say you're making $4,000 a month and you have about $400 to spend on clothes. Then maybe you just get 1 or 2 shirts, or you get a blazer and a tie. This month my purchases were a safari jacket, a custom safari jacket, and a single pocket square. Maybe you save up for a couple of months to get a great off-the-rack suit, or you save up for half a year to get a custom suit. But when you're financially disciplined and you're making these greater investments in your clothing, you're going to think a lot more about the piece before you buy it. You're going to do a lot of research. You're going to think, is this really what I need? Will this really make me more stylish? You make much better choices when it's a big decision. And during this time that you're waiting and you're saving up, you can do more research and increase your knowledge of style, which is exactly my second point. Knowledge of style is such a powerful tool when it comes to dressing well, and it's something that money can't buy. It only takes time and interest to accumulate this knowledge. So that's what my channel is about, and there are plenty of other great YouTube channels and other resources online so you can learn more about style, learn more about fabrics, color matching, and key pieces that you might want to buy. Depending on where you live and the kind of upbringing you had, you might have a better innate understanding of style than others. Personally, I grew up in rural towns and villages in England and nobody dressed well at all, so it was something that I had to discover kind of like in my teenage years. And when I traveled a bit more and spent more time on the internet, I realized that there was a much better and more appealing way to dress. And then I educated myself, again, mostly using online resources, which is why I wanted to start this channel and give back to the community that had taught me so much. The third reason that more money won't make you more stylish is because money can't buy you class. So if you don't know about style and then you get a lot of money, it's very easy to fall into this problem. A lot of people who become rich, they end up dressing kind of like a SoundCloud rapper, and they're throwing on all these designer labels and buying stuff just because it's expensive, not because it's stylish. Some people think they can just purchase style at a store, but I don't think that's the case. Designer brands, logos, they don't exude elegance or sophistication. In fact, I think it has the opposite effect. It's actually much more stylish to avoid labels and things that are obviously designer because it's kind of gauche and tacky. The good news is that if you don't have a lot of money, then you won't be able to fall into this trap by default, so you won't go for the tacky designer labels. I know there are stores like Marshalls and Ross Dress for Less in the US where they sell this very discounted designer merchandise. I would absolutely avoid that too, but I'm pretty sure that if you're watching this channel, then that's not really a store that appeals to you. So if you put all of this advice together, then you can use your small budget to curate a carefully selected wardrobe of high quality and well-researched staple pieces. Knowledge is your power, even when you're on a limited budget, and you won't be able to fall into the trap of buying stuff just for the sake of their designer label. Now, of course, you can have lots of money and be extremely well dressed and you can go and spend your money on the finest custom tailors in the world, immaculate luxury fabrics, wonderful leather shoes. But in this channel, I believe in suggesting brands that offer the best value for money, high quality garments that won't break the bank. And we're lucky enough to have quite a few stores around today that do offer this wonderful trade-off of value for money. One of my favorite stores is Spear and Mackay. I particularly like their knitwear. Each piece is around $100 for a 100% merino wool sweater. Suit Supply is another fantastic resource, especially for your suits and your blazers. One thing I really love about Suit Supply is that when you go into their physical stores, the staff there are incredibly helpful and attentive, and it gives you a very personalized shopping experience that I really enjoy. And finally, I would also recommend Hockerty. This is an online made-to-measure service. One thing I particularly like about Hockerty is that you can design your own garments. So if you're thinking about putting together a kind of capsule wardrobe of staple pieces, and you know, if I had this very specific jacket, I could wear this all the time and get a lot of mileage out of it. Well, you can go and customize or just design the ideal garment that you're looking for and put in your measurements. I've bought quite a few things from here and I have generally had a great experience. So if you're looking for a custom garment experience on a budget, then I would definitely check out Hockerty. To learn more about style, subscribe to this channel and join the community. Let me know in the comments what is a great tip that you have for people who want to dress well on a budget. And I'll see you in the next video.